Hello and welcome to Ecoholics. Today we are going to understand a very interesting theory which is given by Richard R. Nelson. The theory's name is low-level equilibrium trap. Now today we are going to understand this theory from the perspective of how Richard Nelson elaborated on the growth and development of an economy which is primarily underdeveloped. Right? So let's begin and let's understand first of all why and how did Richard Nelson came up with this theory. So when we talk about professor and economist Richard Nelson, he has done a magnificent work in a very mainstream of economics or the theory of economics, which is the evolutionary economics. There's a famous book written by him, which is a part of actually a major thesis that he has done. And the name is An Evolutionary Theory of Economic Change. Now, when we talk about evolution or what is this evolutionary economics, whenever you take a particular word and try to understand economics from that part, for example, public economics or environmental economics. So similarly, when we are talking about evolutionary economics, it is talking about evolution, and which is why this is that stream of economics or that study of economics which focuses on primarily the changes, the biological changes that have happened since the human existence, and then it tries to understand how this human existence has developed or has taken forward the theory of economics, and then we try to develop a particular theory which comes under the evolutionary economics. So evolutionary economics is a major research work which of course through which Richard Nelson has given us this beautiful theory for underdeveloped nations. Now let's understand what the theory tries to focus upon. So according to Nelson, the malady or the problem of underdeveloped economies can be outlined as a stable equilibrium. Now when we talk about stable equilibrium, usually stability, if we talk in just general English, we assume that stability is nice, stability means good. However, when we talk from the point of view of economics and from the point of view of equilibrium, at that time stability or stable equilibrium also designates as stagnancy. Okay, stagnancy, which means that the economy is stagnant or is waiting in a particular point since a long period of time, and it's not moving ahead, okay, because of that stability. Now in that stability or in that stable equilibrium, what are the primary focuses or what are the primary ideas of that particular economy? So we have the level of per capita income, okay, which is very close to the subsistence requirements. When we talk about subsistence, it basically means the mere idea of providing for the basic necessities for human survival, for human sustenance. So subsistence is that sheer proportion of anything that can satisfy the needs, the basic bare minimum needs of human, and which is why in that stable equilibrium, we have only that much per capita income in that underdeveloped economy. Now, that is the malady, that is the proper issue of every underdeveloped economy. And this is the reason why the underdeveloped economy keeps on struggling with that low-level equilibrium. Now, let's further elaborate how that low-level equilibrium gets created. Okay, so now this stable equilibrium level of per capita income has what? Has the investment rate and the saving rate also very low. Okay, the saving rate and investment rate, if we talk in general, Take any underdeveloped economy, imagine any underdeveloped poor economy. Now of course, the whenever we talk about a small equation, y is equal to c plus s, we always say that the income, whether we are talking about the disposable income or we are talking about the net national income, it will always have these two compositions, consumption and savings, C and S, right? So our income is always composed of consumption and savings. Now, of course, when the income will be low, income will be so low, the per capita income is low that you can only go for your basic needs, you can only satisfy your basic needs, then how will you find enough money, enough income, or enough proportion of income so that you can save that amount, or so that in general the economy can invest? So which is why at this stable equilibrium, because the per capita income also is low, so which is why the economy in general is only focusing on the basic consumption needs, and which is why the saving and investment rate are also low. Now, let's look at the fundamentals of what happens when we try to find out that trap has begun. The underdeveloped country is now under that trap, the low level equilibrium trap. Okay, so if the per capita income is increased, okay, above a certain specific level, okay, just imagine that, okay, if we are at 0, okay, and the per capita income was probably 3 on some scale, okay, just imagine. Now if this is the stable equilibrium level of income, and if the income now, the per capita income has increased beyond this particular stable equilibrium proportion of income, now what will happen? Because the income has increased, or because the income is increasing, what will happen? The people who have this per capita income are now going to consume more things. Okay, now just imagine, this is an economy which wherein the holistic income is low, so the per capita income is also low. The families are just starving, or probably just have enough to satisfy their basic needs. But as soon as the income increases, the families start to plan for a bigger family. So the family starts to have more and more children, because now that they can have more share of money or more share of income to give to a certain other offspring, and that is why the family will start to increase, and then the population also starts to increase. So what happens over here is that your when the per capita income goes beyond the specific level, so through saving and investment, it increases the growth in the population. Now, population has started to increase. What will happen when there's an increase in this population? The increase in the population growth, as a result of the increase that has happened, will push down the per capita income to again that same stable equilibrium level. Why is this income level being pushed down? Abhi to increase hua tha, we just recently had increased, right? Because the economy is so unstable with the issues like migration and poverty and problems related to dualistic societies, underdevelopment, unemployment, structural problems, you name it, there would be these problems. And because of that, because of these all reasons, as soon as the per capita income increases, in general, the economy will think about expanding its consumption, and each family will think about, okay, let's have more children so that we can have a bigger family, a better family. Now, look at also from an evolutionary economics point of view. We do not have to separate out economics, that okay, if there is economics, but then why are we talking about biology? Why are we talking about demography? We are talking about it because this is not just a growth and development theory, but this is a theory with an essence of evolutionary economics, and because of that, this biological factor has to be definitely taken into consideration. Now, population has increased. Again, the economy cannot generate automatically that much amount of GDP, that much amount of income, that much amount of production. Of course, economy cannot, because economy does not have those many resources. So again, the income, the per capita income will be pushed down because of this increase in the population. So that is what is the reason. So the economy is caught again in this low level equilibrium trap. The rate of increase of growth of income must be higher than the rate of increase in the population. So here we have got the essence of what we want to understand. You can just highlight this again, that the rate of increase of growth of what? Of the income, the national income or per capita income, you can take any income. So the rate of increase of this income has to be much higher than the rate of increase in the population. Only then the economy will not be found in this low level equilibrium trap, or else again and again the economy will start to increase its production, the population will increase, and again the per capita income will be pushed down because of this biological phenomena. Okay. Coming to now how the economy can manage these turbulences and this low level equilibrium trap. How can we escape this trap? Not merely to escape it, but in general to also provide for the economy the resources or the dimensions so that the economy can develop. So there is socio-political environment. We are taking into consideration socio-political, socio-economic, socio-cultural, sociological will always be in focus because it is an evolutionary economics phenomena, right? So socio-political environment has to be stable, right? It has to be sound and stable, because when the socio-political environment will be stable, there will be policies and programs associated to the society, to the social welfare, and which will benefit the increased population also. So that has to be there. Then the capital income, of course, has to increase. Whether we are talking about some external assistance like grants, or we are talking about some banking resolutions, some nationalization of banks, or anything which supports the structure, the financial structure of the economy, where the capital and income that is coming in the economy has to increase. So that's the second thing. Then techniques to utilize the existing resources. There are so many countries which are still underdeveloped or developing in the world, but they do not have enough techniques which are developed so that they can use their own existing resources. There are so many countries which suffer from this phenomena, that they have the resource but they do not know how to use it, or how to excavate it, how to introduce it to some productive use. So this is also very important. The techniques have to consistently develop in any economy, whether we are talking about an underdeveloped economy or a developing economy. Techniques should always become better and better, so that the existing resources are utilized efficiently, and we always have a space for more innovations. Then the social structure. Social structure can be changed, wherein we when the social construct, usually when we talk about underdeveloped economy, the social construct is mostly agrarian, which means that most of the population in the economy is engaged in agricultural activities, in primary activities, in farming, in cultivation, in various other allied activities associated to agriculture. However, when we talk about more and more development with the increase in population, we are talking not just about developing service and industrial sector, but we're also talking about entrepreneurship to come out straight, and we are also talking about building empowered individuals who have the knowledge and the skill to associate with a much more intellectual world which is outside that country or that economy. So that also has to change. And then finally, the investment programs for any economy to sustain, and not just to sustain, to enjoy the globalized phenomena, has to have a proper solid investment program. Investment program basically would mean that how the investments are going to be run, through which resources the investments are going to be routed from, whether they are going to be short run investments, long run investments, what are these long run investments projects that are going to be run in the economy, what are the requirements of the future, so that we can construct those resources now and the future can enjoy, right? And the future cannot be like 25 years hence. The future can be 5 years from now, right? So if in the economy there's a metro project running, or there's a project which connects two cities with a bridge or a foot over bridge, or any short term or long term investment, it has to be well knit, and it should have a proper blueprint and a proper structure. So these are the major areas or the major factors which can ease in escaping the low-level equilibrium trap which is associated with the underdeveloped economies. And now, finally, to summarize, if the growth rate of income is increased more than the growth rate of population, then what happens? Then only a low-level equilibrium trap can be escaped. Okay, so the growth rate of income is increased more than, this is the highlight of your summary. And secondly, once this is achieved above a certain level, above a certain level of per capita income, then what will happen? The continuous growth process will take place, and without any further government action, until a high level of per capita income is attained. So basically this sentence, these are the two sentences which are like a summary statement out of the thesis of economist Richard Nelson. And what we're trying to suggest over here is just simply that the process of this movement towards a higher level equilibrium has to go on and on and on till we reach that stage where we no longer have to worry about whether we are going to again go into a low level equilibrium trap. So this is something that is written and that has been elaborated by Professor Richard Nelson. So this was the whole theory of the low-level equilibrium trap. I hope that you have understood the basics and the fundamentals of it, right? And we will be coming with more such interesting theories associated to economics very soon. Till then, stay tuned to Ecoholics. Thank you.